Hi, I'm kchoi. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm a change management consultant and I make videos about career, education, a little bit of travel mixed in. And today I'm going to talk about the benefits of working at a boutique consulting firm versus a larger consulting firm. Before we jump in, if you want to see more videos about consulting, then please take a few seconds to hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell while you're there. When I talk about large consulting firms, I'm generally referring to the top three as well as the big four. So the top three consisting of McKinsey, BCG or Boston Consulting Group, and Bain. Together, they're also known as MBB. Top four being PwC, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, and KPMG. There are some differences between those two groups of large firms. So the top three focus a bit more on strategy, while the big four focus a bit more on implementation. And they also provide services like tax and assurance. Size-wise, they both have a lot of employees, the top three having more in the 10,000s range and the big four having more in the 100,000s range. In terms of boutique consultancies, there isn't really a set definition of what makes a consultancy boutique, but they have way fewer people and are often a bit more specialized in the solutions and services they provide. Personally, I work at a firm with less than 200 people, and while we provide a wide range of solutions, they're all focused on engaging people in change. And if you want to know a bit more about what change management is, I have a video all about that, so I will link that in the description box if you want to know more. So while I've never worked at any of the large consulting firms that I listed earlier, I have a lot of friends who do work there or have worked there in the past, so I've learned and observed a lot over the years. And now I am able to compare it to my experience. I'm going to share 6 benefits of working at a boutique consulting firm. And of course, there are benefits of working at a large consulting firm too, but that's a different video. Number 1, more visibility in the company. With a smaller consultancy, there's way more of a chance that everybody from the CEO down and back up again knows each other and knows each other well. This gives you a really unique opportunity to establish a personal brand that's really well known throughout the entire business, not just within your team or your geographic office. Where I work, it's not weird or intimidating at all to put time on the CEO's calendar or the VP's calendar if there's something that you want to discuss with them. Being at a smaller company allows you to actually get to know everyone that you work with, which just opens up more opportunities for you in the future. Number 2, more responsibility as an entry-level consultant. Smaller firms tend to have a flatter organizational structure, or at least not quite so hierarchical. That means regardless of your title, you really have the opportunity to do as much work as you're capable of doing. It's not really about your title or how long you've been at the company, but really what your unique strengths and abilities are, which gives you more opportunities to stretch and challenge yourself. I can draw from some of my experience working at a large public relations firm where it was very hierarchical. One person at the bottom would create a report or whatever it was. It would go to the next person for review, go back down to changes, go back up to review, go to the next person to review. And it was very like you got to go up the ladder. On the flip side, where I work today, I'm on projects with people of multiple levels up and down in leadership, but we really work together. Obviously, still clearly defining what our roles and responsibilities are on the particular project, but it's much less of a handoff up the ranks. Number 3, opportunity to build strong client relationships. Because you can have more responsibility earlier on in your career at a smaller firm, and you're probably on a smaller project team to begin with, you get a lot more visibility with the client. This means that you have an advantage to build a relationship with that client and be able to add to your network. And I actually have a video that I just did about networking, so I will link that in the description box as well. Another benefit I've experienced related to this is not just having that visibility with the client, but also having visibility with C-suite or executive level clients. I think it's pretty rare for an entry-level consultant to be in a meeting with the CEO of a company, and I've been able to experience that because of working on a smaller project team and at a smaller company. Number 4, opportunity to grow the business. Building those client relationships that I just mentioned gives you the chance to grow your business with that client, as in sell and do more work with them. It can be really exciting to do a project with a client and get to learn more about things that they need and how you might be able to help them, and to then contribute to your business's growth in doing so. And having that opportunity to delve into business development and contribute to your company's growth is a bit harder to come by at a larger consulting firm. Number 5, more ability to shape your specialty or focus. At a larger firm, you probably have a general focus, whether that's tech implementation, mergers and acquisitions, or even social impact, but that's usually because there's already this established arm of the business that you joined or were recruited into. At a smaller firm, because you have more visibility within the company and can share your strengths and interests, and because your role is not strictly defined by your title and your tenure, you have more of a chance to shape your own path. There are people at my company who know a lot about design thinking or about engaging people through positivity and lots of other topics. And because we're at a smaller firm, we have the flexibility to establish ourselves as experts in those different niche areas. And number 6 is better work-life balance. As with everything else on this list, this of course depends on the company and the particular situation, but in general, people at larger firms tend to travel a lot more and have a little bit less of that work-life balance. When you think of the typical consultant at a large consulting firm, they're usually staffed on a several-month project and travel every week to the client site. So they're on the road Monday to Thursday, going to that client site, and then are home over the weekend. I know that there are some consultants at those firms who work on local projects and don't travel as much, but just generalizing for now. Now, while all of that travel can make it difficult to have a good work-life balance, those consultants often have a lot of perks. So lots of miles on their flights, they get upgraded, they get good status, they have lots of points for hotels, so you get a lot of perks out of it. In my particular role, I also travel, but it's just on a much lower scale. So I usually on average have a couple of days of travel a week, usually not up to 4 days of travel, but it kind of averages out because some weeks I may have more travel while other weeks I might not have any travel. The reason for that is the way we do our projects, we don't go to the client site every single week and work from there, but we just travel for certain milestones in the project timeline. Then because I'm on multiple projects at the same time rather than one project for several months at a time, I have travel going on for those different projects. Sometimes they end up having trips on the same week. Sometimes there are weeks with no trips at all. Now that makes it a little bit more inconsistent and unpredictable for me, which makes great work-life balance still a little bit of a challenge to achieve. On the whole, I have a lot less travel, but I still have a significant amount and still am able to take advantage of the travel perks that come along with it. I know that travel is not the only element that impacts work-life balance, but it is one of the bigger topics that come up when talking about consulting, so just wanted to share my perspective on that front. Again, there are obviously lots of benefits to working at a large consulting firm, as well as drawbacks to working at a boutique or smaller consulting firm. But I hope this video gave you a little bit of insight into how they differ and maybe opened up your mind to different opportunities if you're looking to get into consulting. As I said at the beginning of this video, I have a lot of friends who work at or have worked at MBB or Big Four consultancies, so give this video a like and leave a comment if you'd like to see them on my channel to share about their experiences. Now, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!